Hey guys, it's Roy at Track by Track. I've been very busy lately, what with school about to start, getting financial aid stuff ready, buying books, and I recently went on vacation with my family for pretty much the entire past week, so I've had no time to do any reviews or anything like that. Thankfully, my friend Alex Sidlow decided to come in and do a review of the Black Keys' new album Brothers, which is, if you take a look at the cover, probably the most smart-ass cover of the year. I'm gonna call that right now. But first of all, I must say that I got my Flaming Lips tickets in the mail, so it is official. I'm going to the Flaming Lips at the Blue Note on September 18th. So see you guys there. You should go. Here's some footage of the tickets being born. Yeah, that was a very special time for me. Oh, and here they are taking their first steps. Oh, God, touching. Oh, and here's me feeding them a piece of watermelon. Oh, they wouldn't eat it, so I had to show them that it was okay. I had to try it, and then it was okay. But yeah, really excited about that. I can't wait. That's about a month away. But yeah, I'm gonna leave all the talking to Alex Sidlow. He pretty much covers everything here, and he did a really good job with this review. So check it out.
Today I'm going to be reviewing Black Keys' new album, Brothers. This is going to be their 6th full-length album. They've had a few EPs and also Black Rock Project, which came out a little while ago. It's probably their biggest album since Attack and Release, though. Attack and Release got a lot of credit because it was produced by Danger Mouse, who, if you've had a big indie rock album, chances are you've done some sort of work with Danger Mouse, worked on all sorts of different projects there. But this album, Brothers, really is a step backwards for the Black Keys in the sense of doing their own type of production and really getting back to what they've kind of been famous for, which is more of a gritty sound. Attack and Release was a bit more cleaned up. For better or worse, I'm not really going to say, but I think Brothers is definitely a better look for the direction of the Black Keys and what they do best. Black Keys is a two-person duo of Dan Auerbach, I hope I'm saying that right, and Patrick Carney. They're from Akron, Ohio. And like I said, this is their 6th studio album, so they're really, I think they're starting to perfect that sound that they've been looking for. Brothers has a more raw feeling to it, and I think out of all their albums that they've put out, this is the one that I can feel the most passion behind. Their songs really have feeling. It's like they focused more on the overall quality of the music as opposed to just having some well-produced guitar loops or guitar hooks that have been in all of their tracks. So I think about a minute into this album with the song Everlasting Light, I knew I was going to like it. It starts off with this real gritty drum part. You can hear this guitar come in. It's kind of been the feeling of previous Black Keys albums. And then Auerbach's falsetto comes in, backed with this gospel choir, and it's really hard for me not to listen to this song and just like want to get up and dance and put my hands in the air like I'm in the back of a gospel church. 'Cause we're moving on up. It's great production. It's just a great song, a great way to kick the album off. Tracks go through, and then there is one track that's produced by Danger Mouse, which is, I think, the next big track on the album for me, which is Tighten Up. It's got this real catchy whistling part. The guitar, it might be some keyboard thrown in there. I can't quite tell for sure. It's just a really great hook, really danceable, and just to throw it in there, the music video for this song is absolutely hysterical. I highly recommend going over to the Black Keys YouTube page and checking that one out. A couple more tracks on the middle of the album that really stand out for me, 10 Cent Pistol and I'm Not the One. These tracks, more than anything, bring out the blues rock aspect of the Black Keys. They've always kind of been cited as a blues rock band, and to me, these are the ones that are the strongest in that regard. They have great blues progressions. You can actually, it almost feels like, you're listening to a classic blues record on these. Real soulful singing, brings in that soul and blues feeling that I'm glad to hear that they still have on this record. This is not a perfect album, though. There's some points where I think it gets weaker. songs like Sinister Kid and Unknown Brother, it just doesn't have the passion and the drive that some of the other songs on the album do seem to have. They're not bad, but it does suffer a little, and sometimes the production that I do like so much in this album goes a little bit over the top, I think. My best example on this album would be the track Howlin' For You, which I think has a great guitar part. There's this it's real bluesy, but then they put in this, like, it almost sounds like they're using like an electric kazoo, which it just sounds stupid, and it's annoying. It's hard for me to get past it. If they had left it a little bit simpler instead of trying to go to the next level on that, I think a few times on the album it would have helped it to just keep it a little simpler. But this album ends on a really strong note with 2 songs. The first is a Jerry Butler cover of Never Give You Up, which I was amazed that I actually liked. It really breaks down. There's kind of the synthy keyboards along with their guitars. And normally I'm not big on covers on albums that are, by legit bands. I think they should be writing their own music. But the Black Keys really did take this song and make it their own. And I think that's great. This is just a different feel for them. I like that they tried it, and I think it worked really well. So I do salute them for that. And then the final track on this album, These Days, is just a great way to cap the album off. It goes out with a really kind of thoughtful message, and takes you back to that blues, sentimental thing that they've really brought out in this album. I really do enjoy that. So overall in this album, my biggest complaint, I think, would be the fact that it is a little too long for this type of album, and that seems like an odd complaint for that to be the biggest problem with it, but with an album that's especially at its core blues rock, especially in the middle when songs are starting to sound a little similar, a little more than an hour is just too much of an album. I think they could have cut off a couple of the tracks in the middle that were a little weaker, and overall it would have flowed a lot better as an album. That's not to say that this album is by any means bad, and it never hits what I would consider a low point. Overall, it's just great production. The writing is, I think, the best that the Black Keys have done to this point. It's a return to their roots, and they've still managed to keep in the guitar hooks, the music that makes them really definitive in the indie blues rock area of music, whatever the hell you want to. I guess that would be a genre, which is why I'm a moron. So overall, I'm going to give this album a 7 out of 10. It never falls flat. It never blows me away, but I think it's a really great step, and I would definitely recommend checking it out.
Alright guys, once again, that's Alex Sidlow with his review of Black Keys' album Brothers. And I know he reviewed the album, but I've heard it, and I really like it. I think it was a really enjoyable record. I pretty much agreed with everything he said. Really, I'm not just saying that. It's got my stamp of approval. Go check it out. Alright, well, this has been Track by Track Reviews. That was Alex Sidlow, and I'm Rory Sullivan saying see you next week.